My name is Clarke, and many of you will know me as the founder of the 1950's WOW group, Women of Wales, and co-founder of the Remember rally group, which has continued on as a support and information group, now known as 50's Women United, since COVID put an end to public gatherings. Like many other group leaders and active members, I've travelled far and wide in an attempt to seek justice for the brave and deserving women who've been robbed of so much. And at these rallies and gatherings, we've seen women from every group standing shoulder to shoulder and shouting for justice. Yet behind the scenes, their frustrations have caused a divide. A number of MPs appear to take pleasure in repeatedly claiming that we are feuding, and due to these clashes, the campaign will fold, and without unity they can't help us. After so many years of tolerating inequality in so many ways, we do not deserve to have been treated in this way. We certainly do not deserve to have so many feeble excuses from ministers in order to justify how they continue to ignore us. We all know the real reason for these state pension changes. We've all listened to the words of George Osborne, spoken to the businessman at the Economic Club of New York in 2014, and I quote, "In the UK, we have saved $500 billion over the next 50 years by setting out a timetable for future increases to the state pension age, the single biggest saving we have made." We've forgotten who we should be in conflict with. I think perhaps who robbed us of so much? Who finds questionable data on life expectancy? Who tries to turn the generations against each other with their baby boomers and rich pensioners claims? And who do and say whatever it takes to make us look foolish, greedy, unimportant, old and unworthy? Ladies of the 1950's, there is power in numbers. Together we can make this work. It shouldn't be our responsibility to find the perfect resolve to the dreadful situation this government have put us in. It should be resolved by those who created this mess in the first place. No thought was given to us when these hastily made changes were created. Errors were made which have resulted in women suffering such hardship that they have taken their own lives because they simply could not cope. You only have to look at the charts created by our dedicated campaigners to see how badly these changes were put together. Women with fellow classmates waiting 3 years longer than those born within the month of them. And when these changes were made, let's not forget that they didn't even bother to tell us. A proposal was given to the Welsh Government on behalf of the Women of Wales in July of last year, asking that 1950's women be given an immediate enhanced pension with a view to keeping the enhancement until they are sufficiently compensated for having lost out such huge amounts of pension payments with a completely unrealistic notice period. The full details of this proposal can be found on most campaign group sites. It was a popular one and well shared. It's now in the hands of the Welsh Labour Party Manifesto Department. But I do not claim that it is the best way forward. It's simply a suggestion for a way forward. Every single proposal put forward by our groups has been commendable, and we must stick together. We've done our bit. We've offered solutions. Now it's the turn of the government to do something to help us before even more women find themselves in a place where they say no alternative but to follow the actions taken by those poor women who so very sadly could not face another day in poverty. Every family in this country will have someone who has been helped by the government furlough scheme. Billions have been found these past months. For 6 years, we've been pleading for restitution for what they themselves did to us. Not a virus, but legislative changes badly implemented. They say there was no money. They lied. Now we must come together as one and fight for what is rightfully ours. Onwards and upwards.